Of the Dream's Dream. I'm your host, Keltoids. And per usual, we're going to be playing games tonight. The game we left off playing last time was The Excavation of Hobbs Barrow. Barrow. Ooh, whatever. Uh, yeah, so I think we're about 6 hours into the game, maybe ish. But if you're watching, thank you for tuning in, and let's just begin, shall we?
It's time to play the game. Time to play the game.
Okay, so that is something that I added to trigger, and it's not triggering when I want it to trigger. It was not supposed to trigger there. You were supposed to be able to type it into the Twitch chat, and then it would trigger. So, I don't know. I'm gonna have to look into that and fix that. But I mean, it worked, right? Kind of? Yeah. All right, just let's go ahead and continue. So last time we were at this dude's gate, and I can't remember what we gave him, but he let us through. Okay, so let's take a look. Let's search. You can find a stone with the initials AR.
AR. I haven't a clue what that could be referring to. Someone has carved the letters AR into the stone. Finally, here it is. Hobbs Barrow.
All right, so we finally found the what looks like to be the entrance.
A barrow of a most unusual rectangular form. I've not seen something like this since West Kennet Long Barrow. Yes, this shall make a fine entry for my book. What secrets do you conceal, I wonder?
Let's inspect.
That smell. Earthy and sweet.
Poop. It's probably smelling poop.
3, 2, 1. You can open your eyes now, Thomasina.
What sort of game are we playing here?
Are you ready for your first excavation?
Yes, Daddy.
Capital. Make sure you remember everything I've taught you. I have a feeling you might find something special.
How exciting.
I'll be watching from the steps, my little bird. Good luck.
Thank you, Daddy.
Hang on, real quick. I'm just gonna check the levels of my sound. I know this is poor form, but I listened to my VODs and the sound in the game was way lower than my voice was. So I'm just gonna monitor. turning the monitors off here. All right, so we'll just take our trowel and look elsewhere. Dig up the nice garden they have planted here.
Nothing here.
Something tells me it's closer to our pop-pop.
Treasure! Daddy, I found the treasure! Look!
Well done, little bird. Your first successful excavation. That urn you're holding is very old and precious. Take good care of it, all right?
Urn.
I will, Daddy. I promise.
Isn't that what they use to hold people's ashes? Urns? That must have been tough for our gal Thomasina.
I do have a feeling there is something exceptional to be discovered here. I must gain Mr. Bryden's permission to excavate. I do have a I must gain...
Alright. So we found it. I thought we already gained his permission, though. Maybe... Maybe I'm not remembering it correctly. I was pretty tired when I last played this game. I might have just said we can just look on the outside of it. Right, initials are AR in that stone. Oh shit.
Darkness falls quickly here. I should make my way back to the inn.
Time flies when you're having fun.
I shouldn't disturb him at this late hour.
Y'all know what I'm gonna say.
This is not mine to take.
That's right, there's a goat here. She's not one to pet or get near it. Which way did we come from? This way? Yep. Alright, we'll get back to the room. Miss What's-Her-Face has left. What a dark and dreary town square. Oh, we have a couple more people in our inn tonight. The blacksmith.
Good evening, Mr. Crozier.
Evening. Thanks again for the fossil, lass. 'Tis truly a beauty.
You're most welcome. How long have you been collecting fossils?
Ever since I were a boy. The moors look a barren place, but there are plenty of fossils to be found in the rock formations. All manner of creatures to uncover.
Such a playground for a young lad. What's your favorite piece in your collection?
The ammonite you gave me today. The most recent is always the best.
Indeed.
What about you, lass? Do you collect out?
I do. You see, I'm writing a book on the barrows of England. It shall be called Vestiges of the Antiquities in Rural England. I document all my findings.
But what do you collect?
Pottery, tools and such.
Bones too, no doubt.
No, I leave those in place.
You've got a morbid heart, lass. Fussing about in old graves like that.
We're not dissimilar in that we both take an interest in the remains of the long gone.
I suppose you have a point there. How's your book coming along, then?
Very well, thank you. Though I'm rather keen to begin my chapter on Hobbs Barrow. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
I'll save the innkeeper for last.
Good evening, gentlemen.
What are you gonna do about him? If he thinks he can take her away from here, he's got another thing coming. I am gonna knock his bloody block off. In fact, I can think of a better punishment. Oi, what do you want, lady? Piss off.
You heard the man.
Charming.
So that's a big nope. Can't interrupt their very important argument. Oh, this is nuts. You can tell because he's playing that game where he's putting the knife between his
Good
fingers.
evening, sir. I'll leave you to it.
The look says, piss off.
He's engaged in a bout of pinfinger. Such a brutal hobby.
Oh, Herbert,
I
the
don't wish to wake him up.
grody ass cat.
Hello again, Cyril.
You're still here?
Did Mr. Long convince you of the virtues of Bewley Station?
What the hell do you think? Now bugger off and leave me to me drink.
He seems even more wound up than usual.
Booger off. All right, innkeeper Stanley. Stanley the
Good
Manly.
evening, Miss Bateman.
Good evening, Stanley. I found Hobbs Barrow.
Oh, remember what I said, Miss Bateman? There are stories connected to that place.
Yes, stories you won't elaborate on, I might add. Don't worry about me, Stanley. I'm quite capable of warding off imagined fiends.
I have no doubt, but please leave that place be.
I've come this far, there's no turning back now.
That's precisely what worries me.
Drink. I've got a tab going. I mean, why not? Order a drink or end a conversation. When in Rome.
A mug of your finest ale, please.
There we are. That's 2 pence on your account.
Thank you.
Yeah, we charged our account way the fuck
Goodbye.
up with
See you
the
soon.
one guy, Harry, talks a lot and drinks like a fish.
I must say, last night...
Okay, we're still not interested in going there. So maybe we'll just a little bit more time up front. I mean, there's not really anything else to look at. The
A
fire,
lovely place to warm oneself.
there's nothing else that's changed. That dirty ass cat. Yeah, we'll go to bed.
Time for bed. Tomorrow I shall convince Mr. Bryden to allow me to begin my excavation.
Miss Bateman,
Hmm?
how are you?
Tired.
Gonna buy you a drink?
One more won't hurt. Perhaps I can gain more information from Mr. Tillett. No thanks, Mr. Tillett. I should keep a clear head. Shouldn't you stop drinking so much for the man's health? One won't hurt.
One won't hurt.
Excellent. I feel bad about what happened last night. I'm sorry I can't remember it.
That's all right, Mr. Tillett. Alcohol can do all sorts of damage to one's memory.
I was thinking that maybe if we had another drink tonight, I might remember what happened.
I'm not sure that's logical.
But worth trying?
I don't need any further convincing.
Take your seat, Miss Bateman. I shall return with the goods.
To Leonard Shoulder.
Wherever he may be. I've been meaning to ask you something.
Yes?
Why did Leonard Shoulder ask you to dig up Hobbs Barrow?
Despite his disappearing act the previous evening, not to mention his questionable sobriety, I decided Mr. Tillett was to be my ally. I spoke again of Mr. Shoulder's letter, his proposed excavation, and my status as an antiquarian and barrow digger. He was fascinated and quite excited at the prospect of meeting the soon-to-be author of a real-life book.
You must find all manner of riches on your digs.
Barrow digging is not all success, Mr. Tillett. Often I'll come across the likeliest of sites steeped in promise. We set to work with shovel and pick and all the other barrow-opening paraphernalia you can imagine. Every stone carefully taken down, every shovel full of earth put dutifully through the sieve, and we find nothing. Or you may find a miserable remnant of animal bone or a shard of pottery hardly to be recognized from the peat in which it decayed. Sometimes it's as if some Neolithic humorist prepared an elaborate practical joke for your special benefit.
It still sounds much more exciting than spending your days sitting in England's most remote railway station.
Are you all right, Mr. Tillett?
I've had another argument with Agnes.
Your wife?
Aye. She didn't want me coming to the plough tonight. Truth is, I've been drinking my life away since my mother passed.
Oh, that's terrible. I'm sorry for your loss.
You're kind, Miss Bateman. Thank you. It's been a year since the old girl left us. She had a horrible end, wasting away, day by day. Consumption got her. She was naught but bones by the end. I can't get the image out of my mind. She were everything to me.
I'm so sorry.
I apologise for going on, Miss Bateman. It's not appropriate.
Don't worry, Mr. Tillett. I appreciate your openness.
Used to love going for walks out in the moor, my mother and I, ever since I were a little one. She'd get a tear in her eye as she looked out upon it. She loved this land. I asked Mr. Crozier to build a bench, which we've erected at her favourite lookout spot on the moors. Margaret's Lookout, we called it. Aye.
That's a beautiful tribute.
Aye. If you take a seat there, do keep her in your thoughts, won't you?
Of course, Mr. Tillett. I can relate in some manner. My father had an accident when I was very young. He's still alive, but he can neither move nor speak. He spends his entire life bedbound and incapable of communicating or looking after himself in any way.
How dreadful.
He was a barrow digger himself, an antiquarian of some renown. He taught me so much, even though I was so young. I think writing this book is my way of carrying on his work. It helps me reclaim those earlier memories of him, and I visit him often to tell him all about my excavations.
Can he hear you?
I've no idea. The doctors aren't sure. I'd do anything to make him better, Mr. Tillett. I'd do anything to bring him back to the man he was. I'm in
Anything?
a state of suspended mourning for a man caught between life and death.
Dreadful. Just dreadful.
We all have our weaknesses. Mine just happens to be my father.
And what of your mother?
A cold woman. We haven't talked in quite some time. I think she blamed me for my father's accident somehow.
You were but a child.
Indeed. She thus saw it fit that a governess should raise me as she spent her life grieving for my father.
Well then, I propose a toast.
A toast to what?
A shared sense of loss.
I'll toast to that, Arthur. Now then, enough of this wallowing.
Let us be merry. Another round.
No.
I really shouldn't. But I did.
Ah.
And another after that. And another. The frustrations of my visit to Bewley slipped away with each swill of Stanley's finest ale.
I mean, that is what happens. So, yeah.
We had great fun that night, Mr. Tillett and I.
I was about to tell a story, but I don't think I should.
I treasure the memory.
Go on then. Let's hear those pipes.
Mustn't.
Sing the song.
Oh gosh, she's trashed.
You're incorrigible.
Please. You'll make a sad man happy.
Oh, all right then.
Just a hammered.
Clasps, celts, and arrowheads I'll try to claw within my clutch. And if a shield I should espy, I'll vow there ne'er was such.
With popish tricks and relics rare, the priests their flocks do gull. In casting out the earth, take care. Huzzah! I've found a skull.
So another memory of her father. Oh, does that nasty ass cat come back and visit us? Game saved. Okay, we're having a dream about being in the Morrows, heading towards Hobbs Barrow, I take it. Is this one of those fairies? Fairy people?
Hello, Thomasina.
What is this?
Not what I would have
Who are
expected him
you?
to sound like.
I'm the one that saved your father.
What do you mean?
He were here 25 years ago.
My father?
He were deep down with the others. He were there when something went wrong. I dragged him out.
Impossible.
I helped him then, and I can help him again.
I don't understand.
Believe my words. You'll find proof in morning. Now go. One more thing. This is not a dream.
The second day, Expiscor. Expiscor. Expiscor? The hell kind of word is that? Shimmick says, Overwatch 2? Never mind, this
Goodness,
looks
that was a
crazy. I want to
terrible
watch
sleep.
while I play. Yeah, I just started. I kind of want to figure out what happens. If you had asked me earlier before I started playing, I might have, but now I'm invested. Let me know if my game audio and mic audio is all right, will ya?
I've stored my case in a
Right.
box within a box.
What is this on the floor?
What's this?
A book.
There's a strange stone strapped to the cover.
IAW. Oh, it's a journal. So it says, Day 1. Arrive after a decent day's ride from Bakewell. This is a curious place. Locals seem distant. I'm to meet my local contact tomorrow, so it will be an early night for me. Oh, this must be Mr. Shoulder's journal. I shall try to keep a diary of my stay here and not give up by day 3 of the excavation as usual. Never mind, it's not. Despite the thrill of possible new discoveries, I cannot stop thinking about my dear wife and wonder if I should have left her in her current state. I must have faith that she will conquer this bout of illness. Day 4. True to form, my journal has been abandoned. Let that not speak for the excitement I feel for this excavation. After much preparation, we dig tomorrow. Such an exceptional site with a unique history. As for the dangers, we shall meet them head first. We are prepared. I also sought out a local wise woman yesterday, and she provided me with a tincture for my beloved nausea gravidarum. Nausea gravidarum. I'm sure she shall be pleased with it upon my return. Lo, a place of miracles. A planted seed sprouted before my eyes and illuminated our path. Nature's laws hold no meaning here, but I clutch my tablet with the knowledge that it shall end this. Yeah, I'm just looking at P, rho, theta, and whatever, sigma. I don't even know. Epsilon. We found the code was simply the singularity of the characters. All eyes must face towards the 7th archontic. When the sun and the 2 moons meet, the guardians shall be defeated. Okay, this looks like a hint to a puzzle I'm going to have to solve. And I'm starting to figure out I'm not the best on puzzles if it's too difficult. A dead language reveals the path, for thou art the moon, the chief of the stars. Listen to the things that I have said. Follow the words of my mouth. Reveal thyself to me. I heard a whisper, not once, again and again. I will pour out my spirit. I will pour out my spirit. I will pour out my spirit.
It appears to be a journal, full of hogwash. I don't recognize the handwriting. Maybe Stanley knows more about it.
Good morning. How's your head, Miss Bateman? That were quite the tune you treated us to last night.
To be honest, Stanley, I felt better. I take it you slid this journal under my door?
I beg your pardon?
The journal, Stanley.
I certainly did no such thing. Nor could have anyone else. You're the only guest staying here.
What's the meaning of all this? Do you propose that it manifested itself out of thin air?
Well,
I'm gonna relent.
I'm sorry. I just don't understand how else it could have got there. What do you make of this stone?
that's a funny looking thing. It's got a cockerel on it.
Yes, but have you seen anything like it?
Never.
Are you sure there was no one else here overnight?
Without doubt.
How very, very peculiar.
So, what does it say inside?
I'm gonna keep it
I'd
secret, I
rather not
guess.
say, Stanley.
Oh, suit yourself.
Do you ever have strange dreams, Stanley?
Me? I sleep as sound as a baby.
I had one such dream last night. It was so vivid.
What were it about?
I was at Hobbs Barrow,
Oh?
but everything was different. Great peaks soared in the distance. And there was a creature.
A creature, you say?
Yes, a short, robed fellow, eyes as black as pitch. It told me that my father had been there in Hobbs Barrow many years ago, but something went wrong, and the creature helped him escape. It said that I would find proof in the morning.
Oh, the journal. You've had a premonition, lass.
Please, Stanley, I've no time for that nonsense. But I'll admit it's a strange coincidence.
Now, what did I tell you about Hobbs Barrow?
That I should leave it alone?
Aye.
Hogwash.
Your dream reminds me of a story from my childhood. An old folk tale about Hobbs Barrow.
What is this folk tale you mention?
Well, when I were a wee boy, there were talk of a goblin. They say he lived inside Hobbs Barrow, hence the name, Hobbs Barrow. Hob, coming from hobgoblin, of course. Unfortunately, I don't remember anything else about it.
I was told not to believe in such fairy tales, Stanley.
Don't close your mind to such things, lass. I'm sure Mr. Shoulder will tell you more.
Perhaps, if I ever meet him. Goodbye.
See you soon.
Good morning, Mr. Kemp.
Good day, Miss Tompkins.
I'm here for his lordship's paper.
Sorry, lass. Mr. Price hasn't dropped them off this morning. I heard he actually left the village yesterday.
Indeed, I can vouch for that.
Ma'am?
Good day.
Oh dear. His lordship won't be pleased.
My sincerest apologies, Miss Tompkins.
I'll come back in a few days. Ta-ra.
Goodbye.
I see this thing shining on the table. Is it a knife?
Goodness me, I can't budge it.
Be
Really?
careful, Miss Bateman. You'll cut yourself. I spent all morning trying to get that bloody thing out. I shall be having words with that scoundrel next time he shows his face.
Curses.
We have our very own Excalibur. It's all yours if you can pull it out, King Arthur.
The knife is stuck deep in the table.
Maybe I can use a glove.
No, that won't work.
Some extra purchase on you know what I mean? Maybe chisel it
I
out?
do not wish to damage Mr. Kemp's table any further than it already has
I
been.
suppose. That wasn't very thoughtful of me. Not very demure. Nothing else. This is the key to my room. I'm probably going to have to get something out of my crate to get that out of this table. I'm sure she doesn't want to go in
I
the
don't need to
bathroom.
use the filthy lavatories.
Nope. So as of right now, we'll just take note that that is there.
Right. I need to convince Mr. Bryden to let me excavate Hobbs' barrow
Mhm,
and
but-
find out where this journal came from.
Right, but I'm
Curses. I
sure.
forgot I had this worm in my pocket. Poor thing is dead now. Rest in peace, Kenneth.
Oh no. What? Was it that just like a red herring that they put in the game? You just keep this worm and... What the fuck? Was I supposed to put it in like a... I don't know. I'm sure I'll find out later.
Good day.
I'm still setting up my stall. Come back later.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Fine then, fine. I'm just gonna go back in the alley and look and see if I have anything in the crate that might be able to get the...
Perhaps I have something in here that could help me get the knife unstuck.
There we go.
No, there's nothing useful here.
Oh, and there's that cat.
It's Herbert, the local stray. I don't wish to wake him up.
Go talk to this boy. I think
Hello,
his name
Wally.
is... Yeah.
Go away! You gave the door back to my sister.
It wasn't very nice of you to bury her favourite toy, Wally.
I gave it to the fair folk, and you stole it back from them.
You don't really believe in fairies, do you? You're old enough to know better.
They're real, and thanks to you, I'm cursed.
There's no such thing as curses either, Wally.
Go away!
Hello, Wally.
Go away! I don't want to talk to you.
I don't think I can go back to the right just yet. Gotten everything I need out of that door. It's Father Roach.
Good morning, Father Roach.
Ah, Miss Bateman. What a pleasure to see you again. Have you tracked down Mr. Shoulder yet?
Don't get me started.
I'll take that as a no.
Indeed.
We'll ask him about himself. We won't tell many people about the journal in the
What brings
stone.
you to the square today?
I'm meeting a couple of young congregation members to go over some scripture. You're welcome to join us.
Thank you, Father Roach, but I have quite a busy day ahead of me.
We will be at St. Edmund's, should you wish to join us later.
I mean, am I supposed to talk to everybody about everything? I feel So what I don't want this game to be is a game where it punishes you if you make the wrong choices and you have one of 3 endings. You know what I mean? Where you get like the bad ending, mediocre ending, or the proper true ending. That's what I don't want, because I don't want to replay this game. I just want to play it once. You know, that's how I like to enjoy games. I enjoy games that you play once, and you don't have to play over and over again and replay it to try and achieve a different outcome. Yeah. We've been over this before. I never in my life have I ever done that and said, yeah, I'm going to play this game again. That's not true. Shorter pixelated games, I have done that. We'll just talk
Do you
about it.
recognize this journal?
What a tatty old thing. You ought to take better care of your possessions, Miss Bateman.
It's not mine.
Then whose is it?
That's precisely what I'm trying to find out.
I'm afraid I can't help you. I haven't seen it before.
What do you make of this stone?
I don't recognize the symbol from any Christian iconography. Did you make it yourself?
No, never mind. Thanks for your time.
Lord be with you.
Let's maybe walk by Cyril's house to see anything. No. We'll make our way to the train station. Talk to... Oh, he's gone. Attention. Bewley Station is closed for the time being due to track damage between Bewley and Bakewell. We apologize for any inconvenience caused. Midland Railway. Our buddy Stanley's, or not Stanley, but Titwell, I think is his name, is out of the job.
Hello? A door of fine construction.
Very fine. Very fine. One of the most perfect red doors we've seen. Pass by this beautiful, lovely scenery. And I walk around town. Aha!
Thomasina!
Good morning, Arthur.
You look a bit addled. Are you feeling all right?
I am not used to drinking as much as we did.
Aye, my head is pounding.
To tell you the truth, Arthur, I've had a somewhat puzzling morning.
Oh?
Someone slipped this journal under the door of my room.
Whose journal is it?
I have no idea. The text refers to some sort of excavation.
Stanley must be playing tricks on you.
He swore his innocence. I thought perhaps you might have done it?
No, it wasn't me. That's for certain. Somehow I have a clear memory of last night.
I wonder who left me this journal then.
Mind if I take a closer look?
Please, go ahead.
So she already said that she looks at him as a friend and ally, so I think he's safe.
The writings of a madman.
I don't disagree. Did the sketches mean anything to you?
No, not at all. But they turn me stomach. You might want to show this to Mother Mildred.
Who is Mother Mildred?
Some think her a witch.
A witch?
Aye. She might be able to help you with the symbols.
Where can I find her?
She lives alone in a little cottage within Herne Wood here. You shouldn't have too much trouble finding her.
Thanks, Arthur.
You're welcome.
So you got witches and goblins.
What do you make of this stone?
It's a good shape for skimming across water. What is it?
I'm not sure. It was strapped to the cover of the journal.
How mysterious.
I had a splendid time last night.
Aye, I even remember most of it this time. Thanks for listening to me going on. I really appreciate it.
The feeling is mutual. Thank you too, Arthur. I see the railway station is closed. What happened?
The line is down. Track damage between Bewley and Bakewell. No trains for a day or more.
Does that mean I'm stranded here?
For the time being, Thomasina.
Capital. Why do people think Mother Mildred is a witch? Just because a woman lives alone in the woods doesn't mean she flies about on a broomstick.
There's more to it than that. They say she lays with demons.
Who are they?
Oh, you know, local folk.
Hogwash.
Some also go to her for potions and spells.
Spells? Come now, Arthur.
Truth be told, she's a nice old lady. I sometimes see her foraging in the brambles around here.
Will she burn at the stake sometime soon?
You might think us backward in Bewley, Thomasina, but we're not that backward.
Sorry, Arthur. I only meant to tease. Goodbye.
Ta-ra!
Game saved. Alright, I need to go to the bathroom. I will be back momentarily. Just wait right there and we will continue with this exciting adventure-packed game. coming. I'm coming. Don't worry. I'm on my way. I'm coming. Sorry. I'm here. Oh, sorry about that. I was up and then my wife was up and we were having a conversation because I don't get to see much of my wife nowadays with our differing schedules. So we just took a moment to catch up a little bit and then she's like, "Okay, I'm going to bed." I'm like, "All right, I'm going to go play my game." So, all right, back to it. Without further ado,
it's time to play the game. Time to play the game.
No, that's not what no, that's not how I programmed you to do it. Okay. So, I think we've had all the conversation we need to with him,
I have
correct?
nothing else to ask for the time being.
Right. Before we start going and venturing into the woods, we're just gonna, see if we can't meet new people like this dude. Eyeball.
Hello, dear.
Good day.
Is he... Did you guys see that? What he was painting? It's like something a child would have painted. Is this dude like... Huh. Okay. We'll find out.
I believe we've met.
Miss Thomasina Bateman, the famous antiquarian.
My reputation precedes me.
Oh, I'm gonna have to be careful around him.
And you are?
James.
Okay, now she has all this stuff. I feel like this is not somebody who I need to be talking to. But we'll see. I'm a poor judge of character, y'all. So yeah, we'll see.
Are you a painter?
You see this beck before you. Look at the water. See how it tumbles and falls. I seek one spot on which my eyes can rest, be it a stone or a small corner of the current. I meet it with my gaze, and out of the tumbling and falling, a new land rises. I see a new world.
You certainly have the eloquence of an artist. What are you painting?
A new world.
Quite the ambition.
A new
Indeed,
world.
My ambition knows no bounds.
Can I see it?
Not yet. It's not finished. And such a world is not complete without you in it.
You flatter me, James.
Nonsense. Say you'll let me paint you.
No.
I haven't even seen your work. What if you can't paint?
Don't
He
fret,
can't.
my dear. You shall be the shining star of my new world. When the time comes, I shall call on thee.
I'm not telling him shit.
Goodbye.
See you soon, my dear.
He's a little more handsome than your average Bewley resident.
In the movies, okay, I'm gonna tap into my big brain. Little brain. In the movies, it's always the handsome, charismatic person who ends up being the bad guy. So yeah, I'm gonna keep my distance from him. For now. Oh, that's right, this door is locked. No, I don't want to go in it. Doesn't look like anything has changed in here. So we'll leave. Hold on, can I... No. I was going to see if I can use the trowel. but I've done that before. This brings me back to that circle. Circle of mushrooms. Can I take it, people? Has the hole changed at all? Okay, so the worm died that I grabbed first. I could grab another one, but I'll wait until I know what I need a worm for, because it's just gonna probably die in my pocket anyways. I don't think the game will let me further venture. Okay, it does. Anything new around here? Goat's still there. I don't want anything to do with him. And she's like, no. She's like, hell no. And we'll go sit and think of the Stanley's, or not Stanley's mom, but Arthur's mom. Because that's who this plaque is in memoriam for.
Margaret's Lookout, dedicated to Arthur's mother.
Mr. Shoulder home.
Mr. Shoulder continues.
He's still not home.
I've no desire to lug a block of wood about the countryside.
And we tried giving a worm to one of the chickens and rooster before. Nothing happened. She wouldn't do it. All right. Oh, that's right. We can fast travel. We will go. We've been to the church. We've been there. Okay, I think we can go into the woods now. Another flashback.
Thomasina, dear, come say goodbye to your father. Come on now, don't make him wait.
I don't want to.
Ooh. It's like,
Aren't
fine,
you
I'll
going
come
to
to
miss
you.
me?
I hate you, Daddy.
Those are strong words for such a little lady.
I want to come with you.
We've been through this, little bird. You can't come with me this time, but we'll go to Seaborough next month. I promise. Oh, what a dig that shall be.
I hate you.
Well, I love you. See you soon, little bird.
Forgive her, for she knows not what she does. I doubt she'll... Okay, so the dudes who were cutting down the trees have left. They must have finished their work, obviously. There's some resin on this
resin
tree.
has set somewhat. It's firmly gripped to the stump. Resin has been oozing from the stump. It looks set now.
Can we melt it with the lantern?
That's a peculiar idea.
It was a good idea. I mean, whatevs. Anything we can look at? No. So we'll discover. Oh, is this the witch? Picking berries.
It's the old woman I saw at Bewley Station.
Oh, at the beginning of the game.
Please, forgive my intrusion. Are you Mother Mildred?
Some call me that. I prefer Mildred Walker, given as that's my name.
Apologies. Thomasina Bateman. I think we met at Bewley Station.
I take it Panswick's men have cleared off. Good riddance. Those ruffians would cut their own noses off if he asked them to. I recognised you the moment I laid eyes on you at the station.
I beg your pardon?
Because you're a witch.
It's quite a striking family resemblance. You have your father's eyes, Miss Bateman.
Ooh. She's taken back.
You knew my father?
Such piercing blue eyes he had. What a handsome young man. William.
He was here, in Bewley.
Oh, yes. A long time ago, mind. 25 years by my reckoning. But I'll never forget those eyes.
She's a witch, so she probably knows everything we're going to ask. Maybe she's some sort of psychic. So I think we can ask her as many questions as we want.
Why was my father in Bewley?
He were helping Samuel Bryden excavate Hobbs Barrow.
You must be jesting.
Do I look like I'm jesting?
How did you come to meet my father?
One might say I have a reputation in these parts. Folks from all around come to me for help with their ailments. Hernwood is abundant with flora that, if mixed correctly, will cure almost any ill. Your father must have caught wind of this, as one day he came to me, asking for a cure.
A cure for what?
Your mother were with child, and she was suffering the most terrible nausea.
Adam.
I made something to help her.
The journal. This was entered in the journal. It belongs to my father.
What journal?
Okay, so she's not the one who placed the journal under our door this morning. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Take a look at this. A passage recalls meeting a local wise woman to seek a tincture for his beloved's nausea gravidarum.
Aye, that's me. I made the tincture for him.
This is incredible.
You don't recognise your own father's handwriting?
It's been so many years since I've seen it. What do you make of this stone?
I-A-W. I haven't a clue. Perhaps it's an old folk trinket, or a talisman of some kind. The moors are steeped in folklore.
What can you tell me about the excavation?
Well, not much. I only met your father twice. The last time he asked me if I knew anything about binding magic.
Binding magic?
He said he needed it for the excavation.
Hogwash. My father is a man of logic and reason. Why would he be asking about such nonsense?
Perhaps you don't know him as well as you think you do. Anyway, I know nothing of magic and told him so. He seemed disappointed. I never saw him again, but I understand the excavation went ahead. Samuel Bryden hanged himself not long after. Reason enough for you to stay well clear of that place.
Samuel Bryden. I don't remember that name or who that was. After the excavation.
You never saw my father again after the excavation?
No,
Kells.
I always assumed he just went home.
Who excavated Hobbs Barrow alongside Samuel Bryden and my father?
From memory, it were just the two of them.
What up, B2 Tech? How you doing, man? How was your game? I saw you were playing a little bit of the Ghost of Tsushima. Ghost of Sushi. Let's ask about... We'll just go down the list.
What do you think my father meant by binding magic?
I've no idea. He didn't explain more and I didn't wish to pry.
This just doesn't sound like my father at all.
You'll have to ask him yourself.
I'm afraid my father has been incapacitated since I was a child. He cannot speak nor move.
Terrible. Oh, I'm sorry.
You said that the flora here could cure almost any ill.
Almost, my dear. But your father's affliction sounds beyond my abilities.
Talk about that goblin we saw in our dream last night.
The landlord of the Plough and Furrow told me about a folk tale associated with Hobbs Barrow. Something about a goblin. Are you familiar with it?
No doubt there is such a tale. Name any beastie you can think of and someone round here will have a story about it.
My thoughts precisely.
Third man. Not sure what this is referring to, but let's find out.
Charles Bryden mentioned there was a third man involved in the excavation.
Is that so? Well, you best ask him about it. He knows more than I do.
Can you tell me anything about Leonard Shoulder?
I know of him, as is the nature of such a small town. I also know he invited you here.
Little escapes you, Miss Walker.
So they say. My path rarely crosses with his. Let's put it that way. But he's a nice enough fellow.
I see. Do you know Lord Panswick?
I know his labourers make a mess of these woods, the brutes. The man himself hasn't graced me with his presence.
You've never met him?
Not since he were a wee lad. A maid brought him to me with a sore stomach. It were all the rich food they were feeding him, nowt more.
Thank you for your help, Miss Walker. Miss Walker is concentrating hard on her berry picking. There's nothing else I wish to discuss at the moment. The cottage is nestled cosily in the woods. I shouldn't enter uninvited.
Right. I'm guessing we'll have to come back at a later time. Okay, well...
Miss Bateman?
Yes?
Remember what I told you when we first met? You're better off waiting for the next train back to the city.
Why?
Something terrible happened to Samuel Bryden in that barrow. Whatever they found down there, I'd wager it got to your father too. Tell me you won't disturb Hobbs Barrow.
I can't make that promise, Mildred.
Can't say I didn't warn you. There is something unnatural about that place.
We must seek to understand the world by rational means, Miss Walker. One cannot abandon reason.
So we have been warned by two people now. Stanley the innkeeper and the witch.
Thomasina! Thomasina, come here this instant.
I'm playing with Josephine.
She can wait. This is very important.
You know, I just now realized what little Thomasina's voice reminds me of. You guys ever watch Bluey? It reminds me of Bluey.
What is it, Mummy?
It's your father.
Daddy's home?
No, my dear. I must go to Bakewell with haste. Miss Bowes will look after you whilst I'm gone. Is that clear?
Where's Daddy?
He's had an accident.
What happened?
He's come off his horse.
Silly Daddy. Will he be all right?
Of course he will be fine. Your father is as strong as an ox, but I need to go collect him, all right?
Can't I come too?
No, dear. Miss Bowes will look after you.
But I want to come.
Go pick up your dolls, then come inside, all right?
Yes, Mummy.
Yes, it doesn't sound like...
Josephine, it's time to go inside now.
As an adult, she thought that her mom hated her, and that's why she left her with the maid, but that's not what's going on, actually.
Where did Mummy go?
resin. We're gonna have to find a way to collect the resin, I'm guessing. Can we chisel it off?
I've collected some waxy resin.
I'm a genius. Look
I've
at
collected this lump of waxy resin.
Now the question is, what do we use the waxy resin for?
I shan't be visiting the badgers again. I was lucky to escape intact.
I helped him then, and I can help him again.
Right, so that was part of the dream she had last night. B2 text says hole. Where's Arthur now? What's he up to?
Arthur, you won't believe it. The journal belongs to my father. He was here in Bewley. Arthur? Hello?
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to remember something.
What is it?
I'm not sure. Something in the woods. It will come back to me. You say your father were in Bewley?
Yes. Mildred said that he helped Samuel Bryden excavate Hobbs Barrow 25 years ago.
Well, I'll be. Let's talk about it tonight at the plough.
Okay, now I'm starting to get creepy vibes from Arthur. We'll leave him be for now.
That's fine, Arthur. We'll talk later. I hope you piece together your memories. He is staring intently into the woods.
Could he have been the third man that was at Hobbs Barrow that long, long ago? Let's head on back to town.
Good day.
Hey up.
I'm having some trouble extricating a knife from a table in the plough and furrow. Might I borrow a pair of pliers?
A knife, you say? I can get that out for you.
That's very kind of you, Mr. Crozier.
Think nothing of it. Wait here.
Well, that was easy.
That were a struggle. Here you are.
Thank you so much. Are you familiar with any local folklore?
Oh, aye. The old cobbler used to tell me some right stories. Swore he sold a pair of boots to a goblin when he were a young man.
A goblin, you say? I take it this cobbler was a regular at the plough and furrow?
Never drank a day in his life. Sober as a judge. Have you been to the Devil's Toe?
Yes, I'm familiar with the cairn.
Some say they've seen the goblin's daughter there, playing her fiddle. Can't say I've seen her myself, mind.
Do you know any other stories about this goblin?
I don't have the time to be standing here gossiping about old wives' tales.
Apologies.
Yeah,
Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Actually, he's into fossils, so maybe he'll know about
Good day.
the stone.
Hey up.
What do you make of this stone?
Don't look like out to me.
Look at this, Mr. Crozier. It's my father's journal.
Oh, aye? Why are you showing me?
Did you slip it under my door last night?
Ha! Have you gone daft? Why would I have your father's journal?
Never mind. Did the sketches inside mean anything to you?
Looks like a load of rubbish to me.
I found out my father visited Bewley 25 years ago. William Bateman, perhaps you remember him?
I would have been just a lad. What were you here for?
That's what I intend to find out. Thanks for your time.
Aye. Speak to you later.
Maybe we can go visit the cobbler, since he said the cobbler had an encounter with the goblin.
No one here.
Still not home? That's okay. Anything changed back here? No. Nothing changed here. And Wally is now gone. Can we progress any further this way now?
The road disappears over the horizon. I see nothing but moorland.
Okay. Let's do some fast traveling. Let's go to the Devil's Toe. Nothing's changed here.
What do you know of Mother Mildred?
I'll tell you what I know about Mother Mildred. She wants locking up.
How so?
She owes me a small fortune on her tab from years ago. Do remind her next time you see her, won't you?
I'd rather not get involved, if you don't mind.
Be careful who you trust, Miss Bateman.
Miss Tompkins?
Who is Miss Tompkins?
A housemaid in the employ of Panswick Manor. She comes by to pick up his lordship's weekly paper.
I'm surprised newspapers are available in Bewley.
Aye, his lordship gets what he wants.
Lord Panswick likes to keep up with affairs from outside of Bewley.
Aye, he has many interests around the country.
What sort of interests?
His lordship's affairs are his own business.
I've had some rather unbelievable news, Stanley.
Oh? Remarkable.
Quite the coincidence, is it not?
Remarkable. Just remarkable.
Do you recall my father from back then?
I'm afraid not. Those were my droving days, you see. I didn't spend much time in Bewley, but an interesting turn of events nonetheless.
Goodbye.
See you soon.
So now he knows about my father. Hopefully that was the right decision. Can we pick this candlestick up yet?
The candle has melted. It's not much use anymore. That candle didn't last long.
Maybe chisel it off.
I'm not sure what that would achieve. I've collected this lump of waxy resin. I'm not sure what that would achieve.
We still have the glove. She's still busy?
Good day.
I'm still setting up my stall. Come back later.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess maybe we can try to go back to Mr. Bryden's farm.
Mummy?
Get away from the fire, Thomasina.
What are you burning?
Nothing. Just waste. Now go inside.
Abrax. Mummy, what is this?
Waste. Burn it.
Abrax.
Good day, Mr. Bryden.
Miss,
I...
I'll stop you there. I know what you're going to ask. No, I haven't changed my mind. There'll be no digging here, lass.
Mr. Bryden, allow me to explain. There has been an astonishing development this morning.
Yes?
My father was with your brother during the excavation.
Oh.
Yes. Can you believe it? I had no idea he had been here.
The answer's still no, lass. I saw what happened to poor Samuel. I won't risk the same happening to anyone else.
But...
That's enough now. You can feast your eyes on that hovel to your heart's content, but there'll be no digging.
Okay, so he did say that we can go just look at it, but he will not let us excavate.
No questions. I'm not interested.
But...
Off with you.
So he's pretty set in his ways. We go to still here. Yeah, I don't think there's anything we need to do with it. For some reason, something inside me thinks that this goat is going to talk. Silly. Poppycock, I know. I guess we'll go look at the barrel again. Okay, so what does this stone say again? AR. Ambrix. A for Ambrix? Oh, that's right, we have a knife.
I should be careful. The blade is sharp. That's a peculiar idea.
It was worth a try.
That's a peculiar idea. I must gain Mr. Bryden's permission to excavate. I must gain Mr.
Okay. Let's... Anything at the Devil's Toe now? Can we do anything with the rocks?
No, that won't work. No, that won't achieve anything useful. I'm not sure what that would achieve.
Okay. He's still here.
Good day, James.
My dear.
Do you know of Hobbs Barrow?
I'd like to know more about you, Thomasina. What time do you like to rise in the morning? How do you like your tea? What makes you happy?
He's asking too many questions.
Late, with 3 spoons of sugar and spending time with my husband.
You disappoint me. I sense no truth in your words. Are you a woman of dubious principles, Thomasina?
You ask too many questions. What do you know of Lord Panswick?
A fine gentleman. Now that is someone who commands respect.
Do you know him personally?
No, I don't think anyone can really claim that. But what a tiring subject. Shall we discuss something a little more exciting?
Do you know Leonard Shoulder?
A man of Bewley?
Yes.
I care not for the men of Bewley. Only for the visitors.
How is your painting coming along?
Quite well, but it needs more work. I'm aching to show you, but I must restrain myself.
Do I show him the stone? Why not?
What do you make of this stone?
It looks antique. You might want to keep a hold of it.
Goodbye.
See you soon, my dear.
Okay, Arthur's gone now. Okay, so the fox was attracted to the resin.
There's nothing else I wish to discuss at the moment.
Can I show her anything?
I don't wish to give that away.
Right. Understandable.
I don't wish to give that away.
Right. I'm going to show her the glove.
I don't wish to give that away.
Now we're just kind of wandering. I don't think anybody would be at Mr. Shoulder's cottage.
Mr. Shoulder continues to...
Okay, now we have a knife. And we use this with the stone?
That is not coming off.
Nope.
No, that won't work.
Alright, I might be stuck. I don't feel like I need to grab a worm just yet. Hang on. Maybe we can use the resin with the hole?
No, that won't work.
The knife with the hole.
No, that won't work.
brings us back here. Check the church. This is locked.
It's locked.
Great job. Thanks, B2 Tech. Jimmy the door open with a knife?
That's a peculiar idea.
It's not a peculiar idea. It's a good idea. Yeah, I feel like nothing here is going to help. She doesn't want the flowers.
No, that won't work.
Let's try knocking on some doors again.
I don't think anyone is home. I don't think anyone is home. I can't think of...
Okay. Ah.
I don't wish to burn that.
She doesn't want to go into the bathroom. Can I look at the table?
There's nothing else I wish to...
Yep, I'm definitely stuck.
I don't wish to carry around my head. It's my crate of excavation. I don't wish to wake him. It's Herbert.
I have to remember these. Stanley said never to feed the cat.
The window box is well out of reach. These flowers look pretty. Someone must take good care of them. These flowers look pretty.
Just repeats.
Nobody home.
Ah, I'm stuck.
There's nothing else I wish to...
Bugger off!
Ah, the unmistakable charm of old Cyril. I don't think anyone is...
Okay, we'll just check this walkway here. If there's anything, no. I doubt there's going to be anything at the Yulee train station. Maybe the notes changed? Nope, just says that the road is damaged and sorry for any inconvenience. Right, it's farm, cottage, no, nothing. L1, R1, L1, R2, left, down, right, up. We'll get you to the next area. Nice. Up, up, down, down, left, right, left, right. B, A, B, A. Start, select, start, select.
Good day, James.
My dear.
I guess we have to have a full conversation with
How's your
him.
painting coming along?
Quite well, but it needs more work. I'm aching to show you, but I must restrain myself.
Goodbye.
See you soon, my dear.
Maybe we can show him the glove, and he'll be like, "What? Where did you get that?"
I'm not sure they would be interested.
This is from Leonard Shoulder. Just saying that it's looking forward to our meeting. Yep. Jubik says needs of more nudity. HR meant. Needs more nudity. He meant. Yep, he definitely wants a piece of us. Shrub.
The delicate flowers smell rather sweet.
Yeah, maybe we can use the knife to cut off a piece.
I can't see how that will help me. I do enjoy the charm of a babbling beck.
B2 Tech. Oh, LOL. Alright, I am for sure stuck now. Maybe if the fox was attracted, this will...
I shan't be visiting the badgers again. I
No.
was lucky to escape intact. I have nothing else to ask for the time being.
Fine, fine.
No questions. I'm not...
But...
Off with you.
He's...
Mr. Bryden is right there. The empty bucket smells of rancid milk. This is not mine to take.
Rancid milk.
What a wild-looking thing.
I guess try going and looking at the... Seriously, what the fuck? Can't do anything with that stone.
I must gain Mr. Bryden's... I must gain Mr. Bryden's...
Okay, just repeats. What the hell? And Mr. Shoulder's still not home.
Mr. Shoulder must have dropped the matching glove. What was he doing in the alley? It was rather rude of him not to...
There's got to be something I have to do with this cairn.
No, that... I don't wish to dig it up. That's a peculiar...
A planted seed sprouted before our eyes and illuminated a path. Nature's laws hold no meaning here, but I clutch my tablet with the knowledge that it shall end this. We found the code was simply the singularity of the characters. All eyes must face towards the seventh archontic. When the sun and the two moons meet, the guardian shall be defeated. I don't remember seeing anything that resembles two moons or anything that's pictured here. Okay, hang on. Just kind of looking at, so everything in red must be important. All eyes must face towards the seventh archontic. I will pour out my spirit, reveals the path. Is that a clue to something I can use now, or is that when I get inside Hobbs' barrow?
Here lies Margaret Tillett, beloved mother. Samuel Bryden. Death is only a shadow across the path to heaven.
Okay, so that is that dude's brother who killed himself.
Joseph Davis.
Nobody.
John Purchase. Forever in Light, Anne Kemp.
Hold up.
Here lies Elizabeth Farnaby. William Paxton, modest and gentle of heart. Joseph Davis. Here lies Margaret Forever in Light, Anne
Kemp.
John Purchase, dearly beloved. In memory of Peter Black.
Anybody's name
In memory of William Ager.
Start with an A.
In memory of Mabel Hurst.
MH.
In memory of
BG.
In memory of
MS.
In memory of Romeo Hegg.
RH.
In memory of Henry.
HC.
In memory of Percival.
PR.
In memory of
BT.
In memory of George Paxton.
GP. Okay, those were all right clicks. Will left click do anything?
In memory of...
No, just makes her read the same thing. Fuck.
Perhaps this belongs to a merchant. The bucket has seen better days. Quite an ornate construction. This was created with pride and care.
Oh, man. Well... I'm just gonna go... I forgot what the initials on that rock were again. A-R.
Someone has carved the letters AR into the stone.
A-R. What was this chick's headstone?
Hello?
Oh.
Here lies Mark.
Which one was it?
Joseph Day.
Nope. Is it this one?
John dearly
Nope.
beloved. Forever in light. Anne Kemp.
Okay, it's AK, not AR. So what? Why would that trigger now? What did I do?
Excuse me, sir.
Yes?
Did you see a young girl with blonde hair pass by here?
No, lass. Here you are. Are you Thomasina Bateman?
Who's that dude? So he knows my name, so I'm gonna lie.
No, why do you ask?
Oh, I'm rather desperate to find her. I invited her all the way out here, only to let her down.
Are you Mr. Shoulder?
I am.
Heavens! I'd given up on finding you.
Sorry, I don't follow.
Apologies, I'm not sure why I lied. I am Thomasina Bateman.
Oh, how marvelous. Please take a seat, Miss Bateman. We have much to discuss.
You've proven to be quite the enigma, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm mortified. I offer you 1,000 apologies. You see, I've been bound to me bed these past few days with a terrible fever.
How dreadful. I take it you're feeling better now?
Aye. I were on me way to find you when I stopped here to catch me breath. I've not much go in me these days.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I were worried you'd have given up on me and left town.
I had no idea what had become of you, Mr. Shoulder. I spent a good amount of time pounding on your front door.
I'm embarrassed. I really am. I've been doing my best to sleep through the fever. I am so very sorry. Please accept my apology, Miss Bateman.
Fine, Mr. Shoulder. I've come all this way. Let us speak of the business at hand.
Marvelous.
I've just learned that my father was part of a previous excavation of Hobbs Barrow some 25 years ago. Why didn't you mention this in your letter?
What? Where did you hear that?
I have my means.
I swear, Miss Bateman, I had no idea.
I take it you will also deny delivering me my father's journal?
I'm confused. What journal?
My father's journal was slipped under my door at the Plough and Furrow. It wasn't you who did this?
I've been bound to me bed, lass. What an extraordinary coincidence. You are following in your father's footsteps.
It would seem so, Mr. Shoulder. Why did you invite me to excavate Hobbs Barrow?
I've always been curious about the colourful folklore surrounding the place. My father told me all sorts of stories about it when I were a wee fellow. Stories that some folk around here take a little too seriously, especially after those lads entered the barrow a while back.
Goodness.
Is this your glove?
I've been looking all over for that. Where did you find it?
In the alley behind the Plough and Furrow on the night of my arrival. Were you there?
As I say, I've been bedbound for several days, Miss Bateman.
How odd.
Can I please have it back?
Here.
Thank you.
How did you know about me?
I saw your interview in the Bakewell Times. A young lady travelling about the land, digging up barrows. Perfect for the job.
But why do you wish to excavate the barrow?
I want to see what those lads found in there. My curiosity has grown over the years. Now it is time for the mystery to be solved.
I must say I am rather eager to find out what's in there myself. I've managed to find Hobbs Barrow, but Mr. Bryden is yet to give me permission to excavate.
Is that so? Keep trying. You'll relent eventually.
Perhaps you could have a word with him.
Oh, no. A lovely young lass such as yourself has a better chance of changing his mind than a shaky old goat like me.
You told me in your letter there would be no issue gaining access to the barrow.
I didn't foresee any when I wrote to you. I'm sorry this has been more complicated than anticipated. Don't give up yet, Miss Bateman. Keep trying with Mr. Bryden.
Did you know my father?
I don't believe so. What's his name?
William Bateman. He was in Bewley for at least a few days, from my understanding.
I'm sorry, lass. The name doesn't ring a bell.
Are you sure you had no idea of my father's involvement in the previous excavation?
I'm quite sure. A most fascinating coincidence, but nothing more than that.
I'm starting to wonder if it's more than mere coincidence, Mr. Shoulder.
Miss Bateman, I did not take you for a credulous individual.
I'm none of the sort. What can you tell me about the previous excavation of Hobbs Barrow?
Oh, it were 25 years ago, or thereabout. Back then, Bewley were undergoing a period of great strife. Samuel Bryden hadn't harvested a single crop for 2 seasons. Even Hernwood was sick. Berries went to rot almost as quickly as they grew. Folks started to believe the ground were blighted. Disease spread through the livestock too. People were going hungry, a panic set in.
That sounds terrible.
Aye, but I managed to keep myself fed. These things happen in nature, but the blame for it all fell on Hobbs Barrow. It was long said that a goblin made his home there. A rumour took root that the goblin were not best pleased with the villagers. In revenge for some unperceived slight, the goblin placed a curse on the soil itself. The villagers believed that ridding the barrow of its lodger would put an end to it all.
Hogwash. My father would have paid no heed to such tales.
Whether it were his intent to join the excavation when coming here, I do not know. But whatever it were that Samuel Bryden and those lads did inside that barrow, people say it did the trick. The crop started to grow back, and health returned to the livestock. Bewley were no longer in the grip of dark forces. You must understand, folk here are a superstitious lot. They don't want you disturbing whatever it were those lads did. As far as the villages are concerned, the problem were fixed. The thought of another excavation must be conjuring panic that you'll undo whatever it were they did.
This does explain a lot.
And it's also why I'd venture nobody around here wants you to touch the place.
Except for you.
I want to know what's there.
Surely you don't believe these tales of goblins and curses to be true?
Not at all. However, I suspect those lads did find something in the barrow. But did it have any connection to failing crops and dying livestock? No. I can assure you there's nothing to fear. Coincidence reigns supreme.
So what do you think they found?
That is for us to discover, Miss Bateman.
Who was the third man who joined my father and Mr. Bryden on the excavation?
I'm afraid I don't know. Although I'd heard about the excavation and I were intrigued by it, I mostly stayed at home during that time. The atmosphere in the village was rather too tense for me liking. And besides, the excavation were undertaken with an air of mystery about it.
Tell me more of this folklore you mention.
It is said that Hobbs Barrow is home to a goblin. Everyone in Bewley has some version or another of this story. But the version my father told me as a child described the barrow as a thin place. The goblin were deemed to be the guardian of this so-called thin place.
Tell me more about this goblin.
Some said he were a mischievous little mite, snatching newborn lambs and smashing windows with pebbles. Others said he were friendly, there to lend a helping hand in times of strife. The latter of which makes it all the more surprising as to why the previous excavation took place. My father's stories put the goblin in the mischievous category. Saxnot, he called the creature. I recall one such anecdote, that Saxnot entered Bewley and ordered a pair of boots to be made by the cobbler. However, when collecting them, he insisted on paying for them with a bag of sow's teeth. The cobbler was so scared of angering the goblin that he accepted.
A colourful tale indeed, Mr. Shoulder. Has any explanation been offered for why this Saxnot cursed the soil?
Your guess is as good as mine, lass.
What is a thin place?
A place where one can walk between worlds, where the flesh meets the spirit world. Just superstition, of course, as you well know.
I had a peculiar dream last night. I met a creature at Hobbs Barrow. I suppose you might say it was a goblin. It told me it had saved my father from trouble inside Hobbs Barrow. I'll admit the coincidence of this is somewhat astounding.
A remarkable coincidence, but nothing more than that.
But there is still one thing that puzzles me. The goblin told me proof of its claims would await me in the morning. Surely enough, I awoke to find that my father's journal had appeared in my room.
Very queer indeed.
Mr. Shoulder, you invited me here, to a town I'd never heard of, only for me to discover that my own father was here 25 years before. And not only that, but that he was also embroiled in some sort of superstitious hysteria which goes against everything he ever taught me. Something is wrong here. This must be more than mere coincidence.
It's strange, I'll give you that. But please remember who you are, Miss Bateman.
This is my father's journal.
Incredible. Can I look inside?
You may.
Look at these drawings. Wonder what it all means.
You and I both. It all feels very out of character for my father.
I'm sure you'll find the answers beneath the soil, Miss Bateman.
What do you make of this strange stone?
A carving of a cockerel?
Yes, it was strapped to my father's journal. Do you think it could have something to do with the previous excavation?
Possibly, though I'm not aware of the motif having any meaning around these parts. We're peas of the same pod, Miss Bateman. I knew you wouldn't be frightened by a few old stories. It will be interesting to see what those lads found in there.
Certainly.
Thank you so very much for responding to my letter and for coming here. We have some great discoveries to make, you and I.
I sincerely hope so.
And a chance to follow in your father's footsteps. Right, time for me to shift these old bones. I'm to take me a spot of the ploughing furrow. I'll be there all night should you need me assistance.
Thank you, Mr. Shoulder.
I'm sorry again for giving you the runaround. I promise I am not beyond redemption. I won't let you down again. See you soon.
I was starting to wonder if Mr. Shoulder even existed.
Game saved. Now let's go see where that girl went.
The day was starting to test me. The word coincidence felt insufficient to explain what was happening. It was after that first conversation with Leonard Shoulder that I started entertaining thoughts of a truly irrational nature. What if my dream wasn't just a dream? What if it was all more than simple coincidence? What if that thing really could help my father? Good day, little one. Hello?
A deaf mute.
What's this? A fiddle bow? There's no string. My name is Thomasina. What's yours? Don't be shy. I don't mean you any harm. What are you doing out here all alone on the moors? Do you live here? Would you like me to fix your bow so you can play your fiddle again? Yes? Hey! Most
And
peculiar.
she's
Perhaps
gone.
I can mend the bow for her. If memories of my childhood violin lessons serve me right, bowstring is made from animal hair coated in a waxy resin.
I have the waxy
Strings
resin.
don't vibrate without it.
Animal hair. Maybe the goat. Oh, the clothes are gone. Heart rate, you guys, I am feeling a little tired. Man, I almost fell asleep before I began playing this game. I was about to just say, screw it. So yeah, I think that I might call that a stream. Just make sure I save. All right. So yeah, that's it. Calling it a night. Just want to thank anybody who is still watching. I am going to go to bed. So with that, everybody have a good night, and we will see you next time on the Dream Stream.